Hi everybody, this is Coach Steve, and today we're going to do a 9 exercise, 3-round routine, all body weight stuff. There's a couple things where we could throw in some weights, but it's definitely not necessary. Please kind of scaffold in your brain whether you are here for mobility or you're here for HIIT training or somewhere in between. You can use this for whatever you need it to be for yourself. Everybody is at a different fitness level, so go where you need to take this for today. If you need it for mobility, keep it on the softer side. If you need it for HIIT training, go all the way and amp up all of those exercises. So I will fall somewhere in between, so you take it where you need to go for today. We're going to do a little warm up first. We'll break into the 3 rounds, and then we'll have to do a quick cool down at the end. First of all, you'll need a mat. If you don't have a safe place, go ahead and if you need to record this activity, go ahead and start your watch. Some water would be nice too. We always want to hydrate in between. All right, so let's go ahead and get our legs a little further in hip distance. Let's go ahead and spin back and forth. Warm up the spine. Get your ankles involved. Get a little twist on your ankles. And don't forget to come with a good attitude too. That is always helpful. And moving forward, think about, let's put your fists out in front. We're going to cross punch. Really expand that back. Most people get a lot more out of their exercise routine when they're well rested. So think about that. Think about your AM and PM rituals and how you can make those optimized so you can live with more vitality in each day. All right, let's go down and stretch it up. Nice and easy. We don't have to go all the way to the ground here. We're just warming up, getting ready for exercise. Let's do a few more of these and we'll get started. All right. Okay, we're going to start with some jumps today. So I'm going to give you a couple different options before we get started for the jumping. A lot of people, throws them off a little bit when they jump. But we're just going to do pogo jumps. So we're going to keep our feet together and we're just going to bounce like that. If you're unable to do that, we're just going to keep those legs tight and just do a tight-legged squat. Just hit your body in a little bit different way than when you do a regular squat. All right, ready to get this started? We're going to do pogo jumps first. Ready and go. So if you're actually doing the jumping bit today, it really helps with your bone mineral density, lower body bone mineral density. So think about doing jumps more often to help with your hips, bone mineral density in your hips and your legs, ankles, knees, keeping those things strong. So if something does come up later in life, you've put in the work ahead of time to make sure that you got strong bones. All right, we got 10 seconds. And rest. Whew. All right, we're gonna do up and down dog next. So you can do this off of a chair as well if you are unable to get onto the ground. But we're going to go into pike position and then drop your abdomen down Lift your head up and back and forth. All right, ready and go. Keep this one nice and controlled. This is definitely one that you don't need to go overboard on with the speed. Just keep it really controlled. I get a really good stretch on my upper or on my back when I do the down dog. And rest. Whew, that's a tough one too. All right, so we're gonna lay on our side for the next one. If you're unable to get on your side, go ahead and just do the same thing from a standing position. So we're gonna bend our bottom knee at a 90-degree angle. Keep the one leg out straight, and we're gonna bring that leg straight up and lower it down super slow. The slower you come down, the more you're going to get out of this exercise. Try to keep that perpendicular rotation on your body with the ground. Try not to rotate very much. Keep it nice and relaxed. Red-winged blackbirds are not too happy that I'm out here today. All right. Remember which side you do this on. We'll switch sides for the next round just so we can balance it out. All right, we got 10 seconds. And rest. All right, we are back up to our feet. These next ones are called halo chops. So we're gonna get our legs a little further in hip distance. If you want to hold on to a little dumbbell just for focus sake, that'd be fine. But we're gonna start here. You can hold the dumbbell to the side. We're gonna bring that around your head, chop to your knee. Bring that back around and chop the other side. All right, go ahead and get started. You can make this as slow or as fast as you need it to go. Really works on that shoulder mobility. Really work in your core as you contort your body to get that around the back of your head. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. All right, the next one I like to call a full screen. Usually halfway through each round we do a fight or a defensive move. So I want you to get your legs a little further in hip distance apart. We're gonna hold our arms down. We're gonna snap all the way up and stop right here. Okay, start down here, snap it up as fast as you can and stop it as fast as you can. So think about somebody coming at you with a roundhouse kick on both sides and you're blocking the side. Ready? And go. Don't forget to breathe. We got 20 seconds. And rest. All right, so you can do this from next exercise from a sitting position as well, but we're going to go onto our back. Put your arms across your chest. Now there's not going to be much movement in this exercise, but it's really going to focus on the core. So we are going to drive our elbow up to our knee. You can make a little bit of bicycle motion with your arms. Tap your elbows to your knee and go. Really concentrate on that core. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. Whew. Okay. All right, next we're gonna do crab rotation releases. So we're gonna get into crab position. You can do this from a standing position also by just lifting one of those limbs for each rotation. All right, so we're gonna lift our butt off the ground, kick each leg, bring up each arm. All right, go ahead and get started. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, go ahead and lift one arm, opposite leg. You have real talent if you could do right arm and right leg at the same time. I don't suggest you try it, but if you keep your butt low enough so you don't drop too far, you can give it a go. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, our next exercise, this is really core heavy today, is our leg raises. So we're gonna put our hands underneath our tailbone, legs straight up, drop them down to the ground, give it a tap and bring them up. All right, and go. If you have an option of sitting on a chair and bringing your legs up and down from there as well. So go where you need to go for this one. Keep those legs nice and controlled on the way down. If you need a little break, keep them on the ground. And then lift them right back up. All right, 20 seconds. And rest. Okay, last exercise for round number 1 are speed skaters. So if you have a little bit of balance issues, don't go as far back. Just keep these speed skaters a little bit on the shorter side. All right, if you're gonna do speed skaters, go ahead, step it out, bring it back to center, step it out. So we're kind of doing a twisting lunge. If you also have an option of putting a hop into it to make this more of a hit training. right, 5 seconds. And rest. All right. Round number 1's in the books. Go ahead and take a little break. Grab some water. Work on your breathing. Thank yourself for coming today. Not many people these days are compassionate to our wants and needs, so it's important for us to be self-compassionate and to know that we're here doing our best for longevity's sake. All right, we are back up to our feet. Back up to our first exercise, which is our kangaroo jumps or our tight-legged squats. Ready? And go. Great for bone mineral density. Get your heart rate up a little bit. You can twist a little bit too if you want to work your ankle mobility a little bit. It's always a good thing to do. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. Whew. All right, we are an up and down dog first. Again, with the option of using a chair to help you with that up and down dog if you can't get all the way to the ground. Again, keep this nice and slow and concentrated as you go up and down. Ready and go. Whew. This one's harder than you think. All right, 10 seconds. All right, we're staying on the ground, or if you need to stand up for this next part, you can. If you did that the first time, we're gonna do our adductors. So we're on the other side, leg straight out, bottom leg at 90 degrees. We're lifting up, bringing it back down nice and slow. Ready and go. If you want more out of this exercise, you can impose some pressure going up and down with your hand. So you can really increase or decrease the amount of pressure that your leg has going up and down. All right, 10 seconds. All right, we're back up to our feet for our halo chops. Whew, legs burning. All right, remember, hold on to a dumbbell or hold on to your hands, bringing it around your head, chop it to your knee. Ready? And go. And rest. All right, our fight move is next. So I like to call this a full screen. Legs are out, arms are down. Bring it all the way up and around. All right, ready and go. The snappier you are with this move, the more muscular power you need to use to stop your arms from moving. All right, so snap it. Snap. And rest. All right, we're back on the ground, or you can do this from a chair as well. So we're going knee to elbow with that little bicycle movement. Arms across your chest, knees up, and you're gonna tap. Ready? And go. And again, if you need a little break, just drop your legs down to the ground and pop them back up and continue. Ten seconds. And rest. Woo! All right, we got crab rotations next. So again, if you're unable to get on the ground for crab rotations, then you can just raise one arm and one leg at a time while you're standing. Ready and go. And again, you want to increase that level of difficulty, go ahead and do opposites at the same time. All right, 20 seconds. It's really good for the triceps. Ready and rest. All right, we got leg raises next. Lay it back, hands under your tailbone. Lift it up, bring it down nice and slow, and go. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. Whew. All right. All right, last exercise is our speed skaters. So again, be as vigorous as you need on this one. If you have a little bit of balance issues, keep it a little tight to the center. All right, ready and go. All right, 20 seconds. And rest. All right. 2 rounds done. Good job. Keep up the good work. Remember to thank yourself for being here today. Secondly, grab a drink of water. Grab your breath as well. So take some deep breaths. Get ready for round number 3. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. Red-winged blackbirds are back, ready to eat. A little bit mad. All boys. All right, we are back up to our feet for our jumps. Keep your legs tight. You have an option of just doing tight-legged squats. Ready? And go. Put in a little twist for your ankle mobility. All right, 15 seconds. This one always seems to last longer than all the other ones. I don't know why. And rest. Whew. All right, next is our up and down dog. All right. So again, keep this nice and tight. Keep it nice and slow. Ready and go. All right, 15 seconds. All right. Whew. All right, we are down on the ground for abductors. All right, again, start on whatever side you want. Use your hand to put on some extra force for that leg to be able to move on the outside. Ready and go. Good job. Halfway for this side. All right, we're just gonna flip over and do the other side. And again, if you're standing, you can just work on the other leg at this point. All right, get that leg out to the side. Use your hand for pressure if you want to add some more muscular work to your leg. And go. All right, 15 seconds. And back to our feet. All right, we got halo chops next. So again, hold on to a little dumbbell if you'd like. Otherwise, put your hands together. Round your head, chop to your knee, and go. Keep those hands as close to your head as possible. Work on that shoulder mobility as you go around. Get a little sway in your hips so you can work your core a little bit too. All right, 10 seconds. All right, let's go down on the ground, do our knees to elbow. Arms across your chest. Ready? And go. Got this, keep it up. If you need a little break, put your feet on the ground. Ten seconds. And rest. Whew. All right, up to our feet. All right, we got our full screen next. So, nice solid base. Hang your arms down and snap it up. Ready and go. seconds. All right, we're going down on the ground for our leg raises next. Or should I say leg lowering? I guess it's both, eh? All right, ready? And go. Really feel in the core. You should feel a little bit in the thighs too. Ten seconds. All right, we are on to speed skaters. Go ahead and stand up. It's our last exercise for today, and we'll stretch it out. All right, ready? And go. And again, you can put a little hop into it. And again, that's a weird noise. And again, if you have a little balance issues, just go ahead and don't go far back. Don't go to that 90 degrees with your legs. Just go straight back instead and maybe turn it into a lunge. This is really good for all those muscles around your knee, just to, because you're working those rotational muscles. So the stabilizing muscles around your knees, so you get that twisting action. And rest. All right, we did it. Whoop, whoop. All right, we're gonna stretch it. Grab yourself a drink first, and then we're gonna stretch it out a little bit. And then you'll be ready to take on your day. All right, let's interlock your fingers, stretch it all the way up. Nice deep breath in. Let's sweep our hands all the way down. You can touch the ground if you can. Bring it all the way back up, interlock your fingers and stretch it up. All right, sweep it down. Bring it all the way back up. One more time, nice big sweep. All right, let's lean it off to one side. Get a good stretch on the side of your body. A little spin on your back. Back up to top. Roll it out to the right. Excellent. Let's put our hands on our hips. Let's roll out our hips nice and slow. All right, roll it out the other way. All right, let's go ahead and stretch out our leg. So if you go to half kneeling position, stick that leg out and just lean into that leg a little bit. Feel those muscles in the back of your legs stretching out. Oh, feels good. All right, let's switch. Whoop. Got some little lizards scurrying around. Whoop, there he is. Whoa, whoa. All right. All right, super job, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Remember that we are live on Wednesdays, so if you'd like to see the show live, Wednesday mornings for most areas in the United States. And again, you can hit the button down at the bottom to get this content when it comes out if you're on YouTube. And thanks so much for coming. It's Coach C.